Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's try that again.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hi. This is K2.
Coming to you.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Karina.
And this is Kari.
Yay.
Hi.
So, Kari, would you like to share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Kari. I'm the program assistant this summer. I'm from Texas. Just graduated college last year. Super excited to be out here this summer, though. It's a lot colder.
It's actually really nice, but we're really glad that Kari's here, and we're going to shed some wisdom with her.
Kind of getting out of the quarantine mindset. Let's kind of get into the mindset of a devotional. I believe we have some devotional questions. Karina,
Yes.
Do you want to start off with the first question?
Yes. My first question for our discussion is, how are you guys feeling during this time?
I am feeling stressed, for sure. We're figuring out what our summer is going to look like. If you haven't seen our announcement video last Friday, it's still on our Facebook. And so figuring out what we're doing this summer has been a stressful part.
My catchphrase, I know that this is not how I feel, but my catchphrase right now is "as of now." And I just feel like there's been a lot of changes, and if as of now, I am feeling a little stressed, but it's okay. It's okay. We all agreed that we have stress during this time. What are ways that we are coping and strategies we are using during these times?
I think right now I've just been trying to take like 30 minutes a day to sit outside, like no book, no cell phone, just myself, and sit outside and just kind of enjoy what's around me and give myself a moment to just find a little bit of peace in the day and not have to think about everything else that is stressing me. And so far that just short time each day has been really helping me.
Karina, how are you coping with stress throughout this time?
That is a very good question. And it varies throughout the days. One of the biggest things is if I can do something outside, either go for a walk or go for a bike ride. And then I have a sticky note on my computer where randomly, if something exciting or something good happens, I just write a little note. And I've been doing that for about 2 years now, of this sticky note with all these comments on. So just trying to see the positives in these interesting times.
What are you grateful for during these times?
I think I've become like a lot more grateful for the downtime that I get. You know, I've used to working 50 hours a week, and it's kind of, it's stressful not being able to work that much, but it's also really nice to appreciate that I have the time right now to just reflect on myself. And I'm really grateful for having that time. Kyle, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for instant coffee. What are you most worried about during this time?
I am worried about not knowing what will change next. Kari, what are you worried about during this time?
I'm worried about the future. I mean, it's such a easy thing to get worried about, but with everything being so unknown, I mean, how could I not worry about it? Kyle, what are you worried about?
I'm worried that I'm going to make the wrong decisions for summer camp, or for Park River Bible Camp. I know how a camp should run, but I never thought I would be in this situation where I got to figure out how to do something straight from scratch. So I'm worried I'm not gonna do a good job during that. Who/what has been your rock recently?
For me, my rock has been my husband. He's been really great during this time. I'm just really glad that we had a quarantine wedding so that I can come home to him. He's just been my rock during this time. Kari, who has been your rock?
I think this kind of sounds strange, but I play Dungeons and Dragons every weekend, and I think all of my friends and having those games have really been a rock for me to kind of take a couple hours out of my week to stop worrying about this world and think about something else, and having all those people who across the world kind of be in the same situation and want to just escape for a few hours has really been my rock through this all.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yes. Taking a moment away and playing a game together. Kyle, who has been your rock?
I'd probably say our boss, Rebecca, just because, whenever I'm feeling doubtful, she seems pretty sturdy. She's been pretty positive through all of this. When I've been pretty negative and, questioning everything, and she'll just be like, you'll figure it out and stuff. And I'm like, okay. And so she's been that sturdy foundation for me. Going out of these devotional questions, our Bible verse comes from Luke chapter 12, verses 22 through 34. Karina, can you start us off?
Yep. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or your body, what you will wear, for the life is more than food, and the body is more than clothes. Consider the raven. They do not swallow or reap. They have no storage room or barn, yet God feeds them. How much more valuable are you than birds? Who of you are worried can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest?"
Consider how the wildflowers grow. They don't labor or spin thread. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was adorned like one of these. If that's how God clothes the grass, which is in the field today and is thrown into the furnace tomorrow, how much more will he do for you, you of little faith? Don't keep starving for what you should eat and what you should drink, and don't be anxious, for the Gentile world eagerly seeks out these things, and as your Father knows that you need them.
But seek his kingdom. These things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will never fail, where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there is your heart also.
What do you guys take away from those verses and how we discuss in our discussion questions?
Kind of goes along with, we've all been pretty stressed out and worried. And I like to look at these verses as a reminder that I am not alone in this. We are not alone in this. God has their plans that, they have for us.
Kari, what's your takeaway?
I definitely take away that, that even if we're worrying, no matter what, God will provide what we need. We're going to worry. We're going to worry about the future. We're going to worry if we're doing the right thing. And I've always taken away from this passage that at the end of the day, God will give us what we need. And that even through all of our worrying, he'll be there for us.
I read something today that I thought was kind of a pastor said that, life sometimes will give us more than we can handle, but God is the one who can handle it. So sometimes life is going to be really stressful, but God can handle it. Not that we can handle it, but God can handle it.
I think if we can take this into the coming weeks, into our summer, we'll kind of be a little bit more at ease, a little bit more relaxed and open to what will come.
Mm-hmm.
With us going to more content with our summer staff, next week will probably be our last scheduled K2 devotional on Thursdays, with the following week starting our videos that we're going to be posting out through all the summer. Be looking for those on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we might occasionally come in on an off day or even on a weekend and pop in and say hey. So we'll see you next week.
This is K2.
Coming to you.